Yes, I'm with Evelyn. We haven't seen her for a few months. Evelyn was in hospital this morning. She goes in now twice a week. What for, Evelyn? What do you go in?
I go in for IVs through my PICC line.
Right. And what is it? What do you have put into your system?
Potassium and magnesium.
Why do they put them in through an IV line, not just through your mouth?
Because my body's not absorbing.
Now that's the key to what I want to discuss with you today, because today in the States it was announced by the health minister that he or the department is now going to allow by prescription for medical reasons the use of cannabis products. Now we've been down this line for years, haven't we?
We have.
And you've been campaigning for years for that. I mean, that's a good result. Now it's Britain, United Kingdom, France don't allow that. Rest of Europe, he said, do allow it. Most places are now allowing medical use of cannabis. In your situation, you've tried, came up in questions today, Sativex was one of the products they got in mind to specify. Now you've used Sativex, doesn't work for you.
No, the Sativex is good for spasms in the gut, but I do not receive any form of hunger. And it does not slow the transit time down, so when I go to the toilet it's still just as fast as what it was before I even used the Sativex.
You've got your line there, you can see your line. You know, you've just been in there today. You know that has got to stay. That's it, fixture now. That's a part of your body now.
Yeah, that's the second one actually that's gone in, because the last one, one of the nurses that changed the dressing, it wasn't a usual nurse that I see. She didn't secure the line in place, so it actually came out, and it was being used, but the fluids weren't going in.
You've got that in place because the Oxford Hospital said you must have these fluids, you must have this treatment, you must have this. That's why it's being done.
Yeah.
That's the specialist you've been seeing for 100 years in Oxford.
Yeah, my consultant.
Are you aware? I mean, I know they're quite sympathetic to the use of cannabis products. They can't. I don't know if they can specify them in UK for UK patients. I presume they can.
Over in the John Radcliffe, I know that they do use medicinal cannabis, but for me to receive it over there, I'd have to be living over in the UK.
Because we went through this process years ago where they actually did manage to prescribe some for you locally. The quantity was huge. By the time before you could use it all, it had all gone off and it wasn't much use. That was Sativex or a variation on Sativex. As far as you know, the fact that you've got a line there, now you can put stuff directly into there. Is there anything, cannabis product, which will go in that line?
At the moment, not that I know of, no.
You don't know of?
Not that I know of. I know that I've been told that I could order cannabis oil off the internet, but it would have to be ordered very discreetly.
Because the Minister of Green today was quite adamant he's not allowing smoking or the use of resin. Well, obviously, for people like you who can't use the known Sativex type products, because they give you no benefit, you can use them, but they don't give you benefit because your body doesn't use them. There needs to be a variation on that. But is there a product that you know of that might work, that you know of?
That I know of is the Bedrocan. And that is actually a bud form of cannabis, but it is prescribed patient name basis.
And how do you take that? How was Bedrocan?
Through a vaporizer.
All right. I see. So it's like you do when you smoke something, you reduce it to very, very small molecules, and that can get into your system. Your body can deal with that.
Yes, but you can use it without using tobacco. Right.
I see. So you don't technically smoke it.
No, it would be like using one of the like a vape cigarette. You can get the oil to actually go into them.
Oh, right. Because it would be tragic. I mean, you've been campaigning for years for this. They legalised the medical use, and there's no medicine which you can actually use which is any use to you. It would be a tragic waste, wouldn't it, of an opportunity?
Well, I'd have to keep relying on the addicts on the streets to get my medicine, Mike. Simple.
Of course, they could grow stuff here. They could grow it. It's simple enough to grow cannabis, isn't it?
It is, yes.
I mean, they store dangerous things like dynamite and gunpowder. They can do all that if they want to.
Oh, yeah, of course.
They could grow cannabis under strict security for small quantities for people who actually need the green stuff. They actually need it.
Yeah.
We could have it Green's green product, wouldn't we? We could have Minister Green's green product.
It's a plant.
It's a plant.
It grows like a weed.
That's right. I mean, obviously it's simple, isn't it? It could happen.
Yeah, of course.
Would that be of benefit, as far as you understand, things like Sativex where they've extracted, would that use Sativex? Could they use ordinary green plant instead? Would that work for those people?
I believe it would, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, every individual's different. I only know what using cannabis does for myself.
Right.
And that's over the time period that I've used it. And also trying all the other medications that I've been prescribed. Try this, try this, try this. I've tried. And I mean, draining my bag in front of people is humiliating. It's embarrassing.
Well, absolutely.
But unless you see it, it's hard to believe.
The Sativex, to arrive at a pot of Sativex, or tablets, or whatever form it comes out, that costs quite a lot of money in order to you get a plant, somebody gets the plant, they grow this simple plant, quite a simple thing, costs a few pennies to grow, and they turn it into a very expensive medicine. It does seem a bit illogical, doesn't it, if somebody could just take the green plant, which could cost them a few pennies.
Well, it's the pharmaceutical companies, isn't it? That's how they make their fortune.
Yes, I mean, this is it. Unfortunately, the Senator Green, the health minister, doesn't want to put the story out that Jersey, you can now get cannabis. He doesn't want that. Other countries do manage with it, and people do buy it, and they do smoke it and all the rest of it, but they don't want that here. That's not going to happen. It just seems such a shame if we got this close for people like yourself, and there will be others who can't use the products, the medical products, but they could use the green stuff. But the other product you mentioned, which the name was, so that Senator Green gets the name, which you think might help you, is?
Bedrocan.
Bedrocan. So we must get him to see if he can get you a trial run on Bedrocan, see if that works for you.
I would happily try. I would happily try anything so I could reduce the amount of one drug in particular, and that is loperamide.
Right.
Because taking the contents of 80 capsules a day
80.
is not helping me.
And this is the capsule which you have to break down and you have to mash it all up in order to try and make it absorbable.
Yes.
But obviously a very, very small amount of it actually gets absorbed, doesn't it?
A very small amount.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell us? When's your next trip to Oxford?
I go, my appointment's on the 18th of May to see Professor Travers.
Right.
But I have to go on the Thursday because it's a Blue Island flight operating the Friday morning, which I'm not allowed on, so I wouldn't make my appointment. So
You're banned on Blue Island because you had to empty your bag and they didn't have it. I've got another little bit of film which you've given me the picture of the door. You wrote to Blue Island, they didn't have the courtesy to reply.
No, they haven't. I've never had a reply.
They've never had a reply. It's an absurd situation. I don't know why the hospital actually still send people by Blue Island. They should ban them. They should say, we're not going to send you any more customers because the customer service you've had, it's quite disgraceful. The guy in United Airlines in America was treated very badly, but he's been compensated. And I think the same ought to apply to you. I think Blue Island ought to give you free trips for a year.
Well, that would work for me. I could do with a holiday, get a break off of this rock, get my medicine and not have to worry about it. Yeah.
Anyway, it's May the 2nd today, 2017. Pity the cannabis decision didn't come out yesterday. It would have been, you could have hoisted the May Day flag, but it is a slight little bit of progress, we hope.
It's an improvement. Anything little is better than nothing.
Okie doke.
Thank you.
Thanks, Evie.